Thank you for joining me here today, and what a beautiful day it is, and welcome. I'm Mike. I come in Christian love to you and all the viewers, and today I'm going to be speaking about rejection. Now, I was called over 20 years ago to consecrate the Eucharist within the Catholic Church, and I had to become a theologian to try and understand why it was that God was calling me to do one thing and the Church's teachings were prohibiting it. Now, in my previous clips, I have also mentioned to you that yes, it is a major part of a priest's role to consecrate the Eucharist, but it is also part of that role to preach and bring people closer to God and to help them understand just how much God does love them. And so I can make myself vulnerable to you because in that way I'm hoping that you will become closer to God. Let me tell you about one of the experiences I had. Now, I suppose it was a number of years later, and I was attending a rather large Catholic gathering. And I went there, and like most times, you know, you go to these places and you might know a lot of people. I didn't know anyone there. And everybody would have been from a different Catholic arena, whether they were from parish officers, administrators, priests, nuns. And we were all gathered. I joined a small group and they were talking about the different things that they were doing in the church. And I thought, oh, well, this is very nice, you know, I'll share with them my call to the priesthood. So I did. I said to them, you know, and they said to me, why are you here? And I said, well, I'm being called by God to be a priest. And suddenly there was complete silence. You know, whenever you may have been at a very large gathering and someone stood up and yelled fire and everyone started running for the door. That's what happened to me. Suddenly everyone was looking at me as if I turned into an alien from a different planet and I was speaking an alien language. And I suddenly thought to myself, not everyone is going to be as happy as I am. Rejection, it hurts. Where do we go? God. God is where we go because we can pour out our heart to God like we cannot do, perhaps with others. We reveal ourselves in a way that we don't have to feel vulnerable, that we don't have to worry about what we're saying. We can just pour it out, that grief, that sorrow, that pain. Sometimes we even hide it from others because we don't want them to be worrying about us. But with God, God says, come to me. Come to me. When you are weary and overburdened, come to me. And I will hold you and I will comfort you and I will understand. I want you to come to me. I don't want you to suffer, ever. And because it is God, and because God knows us deeper and better than any other person, then we know that God does understand us. Because you see, God only sees the good in us. Only the good. God is our loving compass. We keep it close and we find warmth, we find love, we find forgiveness, we find compassion, empathy, we find everything. There's nothing that God will not give us in that moment. That moment when we realize, yes, there is something there. Yes. There is a presence, there is a God that truly, truly loves us and wants to help us. help you in ways that you will never, ever know. So don't give up hope. And when you're feeling rejected, remember, God is there, and that's a beautiful gift. That's a beautiful gift, is it not? Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.